My name is Almaria Rapola, and I am a third-year student undertaking Bachelor of Science in Education, majoring in Biology. Welcome to my channel, and for this video, we will be discussing the concept of metacognition. This video will directly focus on learners and students, and some of the ideas and points will be directed to teachers as well. So bear with me and let's all learn metacognition together. If you are uncomfortable by this topic or you don't like the way that I express this topic, you can always move on. Thank you. As you hear this word for the first time, you might be intimidated by it. Metacognition may seem very difficult, but it has a very simple meaning. It simply means thinking about thinking. That is the awareness of thinking and understanding one's own thought processes. For example, procrastination. Procrastination simply means delaying a particular job or work that needs to be done, although it may affect you negatively. Metacognition was first proposed by John H. Flavel in the early 1970s. He was an American development psychologist. He came up with this concept as a way to enhance learning and self-regulation. His two main ideas and components that he focused on were metacognitive knowledge and metacognitive regulations. So as we go on to this video, we will learn more about the impacts metacognition has on teaching and learning, how it will impact my students' growth and development, why it is important, and some of the benefits and challenges that comes with it. Now, let's go ahead and discuss this. The first point that we will be talking about is how metacognition impacts teaching and learning. This is directly focusing on teachers and learners, that can be students. Now, for the teachers, there are 4 points that we will be talking about. Firstly, it enhances teachers' self-awareness. By being self-aware of themselves, it allows the teachers to self-reflect in their teaching method and skills, understand themselves as much as they need to understand the students' needs as well. By doing so, they can effectively use metacognition to impact students. Secondly, effective learning and instruction. To enhance teaching, teachers must plan a lesson plan ahead of time. They must create an adaptable lesson plan which is modified and also approachable based on the given timeline that they need to reach. Thirdly, they need to promote student engagement. This can be done through active learning and motivational strategies. Motivational strategies can be done by giving little presents to the students who are behaving well and doing their work very well on the given time that is needed to be achieved. Now, finally, teachers must facilitate critical thinking. They must encourage the students to ask them to inquire, ask questions, assess their effectiveness by evaluating teaching impacts, by testing them, asking them questions that they need to answer, and so on. Now, for the students, for them to employ metacognition, they need to understand learning styles by being self-aware, setting goals to achieve, and be punctual. The first step is strategy selection techniques. They need to select a particular strategy that they are comfortable with and use it to do their planning, evaluating, and monitoring skills. Another, as I've already stated, is self-monitoring by tracking progress. This progress can be checked on either their academic performances, the way they are doing their ticking their to-do lists, and this can be done by enhancing critical thinking when applying the information and questioning their assumptions. Another point is deeper processing and summarizing techniques. And some of this can be done through peer learning, which will lead to positive metacognitive skills then all of this will lead to the concepts that were presented by John H. Flavel, which are metacognitive knowledge and metacognitive regulations. The second point that we will be diving in is how metacognition will impact students' growth and development, my students especially. So by using metacognitive skills, it will help them enhance their learning strategies. That is, whenever they are aware of their own learning processes and developing personalized strategies. Second point is it will improve on their problem-solving skills. They will learn how to solve problems, in which metacognitive skills will help them to analyze and evaluate a problem. The third point is they will learn to set goals, monitor their progress, and learn to take responsibilities. The fourth point that we will be discussing is metacognitive skills will boost academic performances. By understanding their strengths and weaknesses, students will be able to focus on the areas that they need to improve. That is, for example, if they are performing very well in maths or science and they need to focus on biology, they will have to set a lot of reading time, because biology is all about reading and understanding. Finally, one of the points that metacognitive skills will help them is learn how to adapt and practice metacognitive skills. This will help them in many years to come. It will be an habit that they develop. It will be a long-lasting positive thing that will stick with them. This will help them gain social cognitive skills, which was proposed by Albert Bandura, and it will make them feel good about themselves. That is, like, if you are doing something that you want to do, or when you get an assignment or a task done, you are feeling good about yourself. That is when you are developing a social cognitive theory. Some of the main important things about metacognition is being self-aware, self-regulation, problem solving, and transfer learning by applying learning skills and knowledge. That is, knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes that you will obtain, you will pass them to other people, or you can keep it to yourself. Now, to be self-aware, you have to understand your own learning processes, strengths, and weaknesses as well. And this can lead to effective studying methods, strategies, and skills, and can improve your academic performance, as we've already stated. To be self-regulating is when you are setting goals, monitoring your progression, and adjusting needed strategies that you need to follow up on. Now, to be a problem-solving person, you have to reflect back to your own thinking skills and enhance the problem-solving skills that you already have. By evaluating, planning, and monitoring these particular problem-solving skills that you have, you will be able to solve any problem that comes in your way. The final point that we've chose about the importance of metacognition is to transfer the learning. As a learner, you transfer learning by answering questions asked by a teacher, or helping your peers, helping your young ones, and helping the community and society that you live in by contributing, little things towards them. So to do this as a teacher, you will apply learning skills and knowledge through knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes that you teach daily. And this will help you be a good role model and manage the students' behavior, as well as people around you. By doing so, you will have an increased motivation to do more. By understanding your own learning process and thinking, it will boost students' motivation and they can see a sense of ownership in their education. To discuss the benefits of metacognition, it will simply seem like a repetition of what we've stated in the impacts it will have on teaching and learning and the impacts it will have on my students' behavior. So for the students, it will depend their understanding on a particular topic, subject, or something that they need to deal with. Secondly, it will help them to be in a right mind, reflect and tackling problems that are coming their way, gain insight and improve their weaknesses on certain things such as courses or subjects that they need improvements on, and it will help them have a clear understanding, motivation, and they will gain more interest in their studies. Now, for the teachers, it will increase teaching instruction, will help them to customize the learning processes. By customizing the learning processes, it means that they will have to make an effective lesson plan, an effective schedule and timeline that they need to follow to teach the students. It will also help them to understand and help the students that are struggling by implying different approaches that the students will be more comfortable with and that they need to use to improve their weaknesses, as we've already stated. And by doing so, this will adapt a richer learning environment and a happier learner and teacher relationship. So this will benefit both the teachers and the students that come as learners and educators. And this may also benefit other people who are close to the educators and the learners by seeing them as a role model. Seeing how their ways have been changed may also impact the people that they are close to, the societies that they live in, and they can be a role model or an example to most of the people at times. We have basically talked about the importance, benefits, and the implications of metacognition skills. These are all advantages and they are very important as well. However, there are certain number of challenges that comes with metacognitive skills, knowledge, and implications. For the students that we will be focusing on is lack of awareness of their own thinking processes. They do not know how they are thinking. They do things according to the timeline, the environment that they live in, according to peer pressure and work pressure. So they are not aware of their own cognitive skills. Another one is they are resistant to new changes and adaptation. It may seem very uncomfortable for them for the first few days, so they do not want to adhere to those. And thirdly, they will feel overloaded. They are cognitively already occupied, thinking about different things that is happening in their life as learners. So one more thing is they are going to struggle to apply these metacognitive skills. They cannot be consistent with it, and this might make them fear for failures, and they will think twice before applying these metacognitive skills. For the teachers, it is time consuming and it will need more training for them. They have to do more training and go back to some courses that they need to get to achieve this, and it will be different teaching and learning styles for them and make them feel uncomfortable. It may be also culturally disadvantaged to them because they have many different teachers have many different cultures, so there can be cultural barriers that will stop them to use these metacognitive skills. So we have basically come to the conclusion of our presentation. There are 3 things that I want you to take with you, main points. Those are planning your work, monitoring it, and evaluating them. For example, To avoid procrastination, one must plan out their to-do list, monitor the due dates, and work accordingly so you can get it done within a shorter period of time. To do this, you have to use these simple questions. What is it that I will be doing? How will I do it? Why do I need to do it? And when do I need to start it? Is it important? Can it benefit me? These are the things that you have to focus on. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.